I'm also Dan. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome.
Sorry.
What?
Go on.
What? Hello and welcome to another episode of the Race to Go Round. It's a car.
It's like a race car.
Yeah, we've just been rudely interrupted by the PPD man.
You didn't even deliver race car parts.
It wasn't even for us.
So what was the point? It was for next door.
Yeah. Right then. What's the plan, Kent?
Got a car.
Yeah, I know. Now it's on brakes because someone forgot the axle stands, so... It was me.
Yeah.
Right.
Body off. And then see what we're working with.
Before pulling the body off, we had to pull all the old electrics out. Somebody done a really poor job of this at some point.
God, this is massive.
I think that is the definition of a rat's nest.
Huh?
It's the definition of a rat's nest.
It's not a rat's nest. It's a dashboard.
It's British engineering.
Oh, it's wet. What's it wet? Why is it wet?
Why is it wet?
I'm keeping most of it
In one piece.
unplugged, yeah. Because, I mean, I think someone's tried to keep tabs on like what stuff is with like little labels. However,
So somebody's took this out before them.
yeah, oh yeah.
This whole loom
This car has been.
in pieces. How are you going to get it? Does this not come off? Are you sure this doesn't come off?
It might do.
Does that block not come off? It looks like it does.
It would be very.
Logical.
I mean, hold on. Does this stuff just unplug?
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go through that hole, surely.
I just left it all the time.
You just got to smash it through that hole, mate.
Yeah.
Just ram it through.
No, look.
No hole's too small. Oh god. Oh god.
Ooh.
Oh, what is he
Ready?
doing? Oh. Ah. Oh. Ah.
Paint under there is really good.
Oh, let's have a look.
It might have painted it black and saved the red
We'll be able
paint.
to get the colour code if we
Colour match it. B&Q.
Well, that's off now.
That was only put in. Look at that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Look at the paint there.
Oh, mate.
That's like brand new. Brand new.
And there you go. Now you can just pull it through there.
No, we're
Easy.
pushing in.
Oh.
We're pushing.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Although it wasn't fused at all.
it wasn't, they weren't spare fuses.
Well, they're there. They're not going to blow. Oh, no. To be fair, yeah. If you go inside, they've replaced them with fuses. They're inline fuses.
Oh, this massive block.
Yeah. It's a large.
Could that be it?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but they've got the inline fuses. So that's a.
I mean,
So they weren't like crazy.
Isn't that like a house plug?
That's still a house fuse, isn't it?
Right, after fannying around with the electrics for God knows how long, thought we'd do a quick inspection of the welds. Looked like Stevie Wonder did it, to be honest. Yeah, we've definitely got our work cut out for us. Battery bay looks like rats have used it as a swimming pool. Little ding there you can see, bit of damage. Nothing a hammer can't sort out.
So we intend to use the most of this suspension stuff, the steering rack, the wishbones. We'll obviously change the shocks and stuff like that, but especially on the front end, we'll be using a lot of this and keeping it original. The rest of this just shows us how dirty it is. We're about to rinse it, now all the electrics are out, we're about to give it a rinse. Completely pointless, don't get me wrong, the whole thing's getting sandblasted, but it's just nice to just get sort of an idea what we're working with. Although we know from this inspection now that it's pretty appalling.
That's not good.
Oh no. So, after I'd successfully bashed a hole in our already rusty door, we decided to move on and get the body off.
That was all David.
So the chassis is held on by 10 bolts, 2 at the front, 4 in the middle, 2 towards the rear and 2 under the fuel tank, and that is literally it.
Oh, these ones. Oh no, that one might be a little bit more. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit more difficult.
Why?
No reason.
No. Fortunately, that is what attaches the suspension components, not the chassis. However, there will be an issue later. 6 of the bolts came out fine, we just gunned them out. The 2 front ones are a little bit more difficult. This meant that we had to use the blowtorch. Unfortunately, we didn't get it on camera. Before getting to the last bolts, we had to remove the fuel tank. Fortunately, it's only held on by 1 bolt, so it didn't take us too long to get off. And then that reveals the other 2 bolts, and then we can pull the body off the chassis. While Grant was taking off the bolts, I started taking off the master cylinder. This is just held on by 4 bolts and a pin that holds the master cylinder to the pedal. Bosh. Bosh. These eyelets have been fitted, presumably aftermarket. I'm pretty sure they're not standard. And they actually would have been for a harness at some point. They were the only thing that was ended up holding the actual body onto the car through the chassis rail. Once we'd twisted these out, then the chassis was free from the body, or the body free from the chassis. We lifted it out, only to be caught out by the handbrake cable, which we'll need a new one because this one was knackered. So we just cut through it. So after our little problem with that handbrake cable and our really safe work practices, we had to put the chassis back down, slipping off the bricks. Once we'd cut the handbrake cable using our safety squint, we were all gravy, and then it came straight off. The shell was relatively light. This is probably because it's full of rust and filler. It doesn't weigh a lot. But yeah, the shell was pretty easy to lift up once we've got over our little problems. But finally, we got a body off the chassis. You can see there the spaces that go between the body and the chassis just to make up the gap. The chassis is in really good nick. Apart from the surface rust which you can see, the rest of the chassis is really straight and in really good condition. We won't be using this one. We've got a GT6 one that enables us to use the rear wishbones, which prevents the suspension from exploding, which tends to be a problem with racing these Spitfires. We've got some other tips and tricks for the rear suspension as well, as you'll see later on, when we eventually get to rebuilding the car. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode of the Race to Go Racing.